Hey, it's Jordan. Over the years, I've worked with hundreds of men to help them to reignite their dating lives. And one of the common pitfalls, places where men get stuck in the initial stages, is around this internal conflict about what they want. So, the very first questions that we ask to men in our program is, who are you and what do you want? And of course, if you know or have a bit of a sense about who you are, what you represent, what you can offer to the world of women, and if you know what you want, then it's very, very powerful for your communication. You can speak that very honestly, very directly, and things can move pretty quickly. And so it's nice as men to know what we want, but a lot of us don't. And so a lot of the men I see get stuck around this question of, I don't quite know what I want with women, therefore how can I put myself forward in a powerful way? When I dig a little bit deeper, it comes to this inner conflict of, part of me just wants to play the field, and part of me wants an amazing long-term relationship with an amazing woman. And it's incredible how many men are stuck with that kind of inner conflict. I wonder if you are too. It's, at some point in our lives, most of us will kind of have that and not really know. So if you're living with that internal conflict, how can you still show up in a powerful way and speak what you want and feel really satisfied with how your dignity, your sense of power and inner strength in the world of women? Well, it's, first of all, I'd say explore both sides of that inner conflict a bit more deeply. So on the one hand, a lot of guys, they don't really want to admit or speak that really what they want in their heart of hearts is to play the field, because they think if they do say that, then it's a kind of bum offer for women. Like, if she finds out that I'm just wanting to date around and not having anything serious, she won't want to sleep with me, she won't want to pursue anything with me, it's going to be effectively over, she's going to judge me as being shallow. And that's what a lot of us men think, so we're very afraid to put forward the kind of unattached, fun-loving, flirtatious part of ourselves because we don't want to be seen as that kind of player guy who's not serious. Ultimately, we have a disempowering inner belief around what it means to be carefree and enjoying of the dating game. So the first thing is, if that's true for you, if you really want to play the field and that's where you're at in your life right now, then own that, celebrate that, and ultimately you can find a way of presenting that to the world in a way that feels strong, in a way that feels glorious, in a way that feels respectful, and literally you are going to find tons of women who want to play with you as much as you want to play with them. It's not that men are just... This is a bit of a cultural belief in general. Men are just kind of immature. They're these Peter Pan types. They just don't want to grow up and have responsible relationships like women do. A lot of us believe that, and it's actually not true. On the other end of the scale, a lot of us think, well, if I speak how much I want a serious relationship, then women are also going to be bogged down by the heaviness of that. If I really speak what I truly want, then I've had the experience in the past of being too heavy and women blaming me for not having enough of a carefree attitude or a take it as it comes kind of attitude. And I don't want to be this heavy guy. So again, if that's what you want, again, there's a way to claim that, to own that, to see the majesty in wanting a secure and powerful and meaningful and beautiful relationship, and be able to speak that to the world without the heaviness, this is what I want and it's glorious. So own both sides of that conflict, become happy with both sides of that conflict. But then if you still feel conflicted, and I know many men do, I won't go on this date this week, I won't pursue it with this woman any longer because she might ask me the question, what do you want? And when I try and tell her what I want, I end up being this kind of explaining, justifying, measly version of myself that doesn't have a powerful answer. And when I speak my answer, I can feel how she loses all her respect for me. I need to avoid that situation because it's super painful and I want to keep my dignity at all costs. So if that's you, yes, we have to resolve that inner conflict of not knowing what you want, the playing the field or the long-term commitment. that conflict is actually quite easy to resolve. In theory, we'll see how you do in practice, but that conflict is resolvable. Essentially, we do not need to know which one we want at any moment in time. If you do know it and you're solid in the fact that you know it, then good. And if you don't know it, it's also good. It's also fine. Our kind of get out of jail card here is to stay in the present moment. The present day-to-day truth of yours is the way to overcome this dilemma. So, how do I speak that? Well, it's a glorious thing to not know. And that's what I want to really get across to you in this video. To not know doesn't have to be a source of shame or a feeling of not good enough. To not know can be the beginning of a glorious adventure. Like, you know what? Part of me wants to play the field. Part of me wants this glorious, beautiful, committed relationship. And I don't know what I want at the moment. All I know is that I want to have an amazing experience with women. I think that's a beautiful thing to say. And it's true. And then you can take your dating life day by day. You speak that truth to the woman you date. You speak that truth on your second date. You speak that truth to another woman you date. And as the days and the weeks go by, you start to learn a little bit more about what you want. Okay, I don't want to see her anymore. I do want to pursue this one a little bit more. I do want to actually have the experience of dating 10 or 15 women and seeing who resonates with me most, who is more, where is the sexual spark? I want to have that experience. And so you can live that out day to day, just not knowing, sitting in that kind of conflict and announcing that you have that conflict to the world without any rush to solve it. Now, what I see with most men's journeys is that they decide to go back into the dating game. They see a whole bunch of different women, anywhere from, 5 to about 40, let's call it. But generally I see that men have got something between a 2 and a 6 month period between starting this journey with us. And they get up to about 6 months and start deciding, wow, I've really seen a lot of women. I've had a lot of feedback and information about what it's like to seduce and to sleep with a variety of women and to connect, have intimacy. Now I realize that I'm putting a lot of energy out and I'm getting tired. Like it's an energy expense to keep running around seeing a lot of different women, and they start to naturally want to settle down a little bit more. Like there is a tried and tested arc to going on this, which is beautiful. It's natural. So in the meantime, I urge you to get out and celebrate the fact that you don't yet know what you want in your relationship life. But definitely, if you don't know the end kind of result, you don't know the end kind of relationship format that you want to live, then at least speak to the quality of relating that you want. I don't know what I want exactly, but I do know that I want it to be honest. I don't know if I want a relationship or if I just want to stay dating for a little while, but I do know that I want it to be sexy and I want to have a lot of flirtation and I want to have a lot of fun in my love life. These are things that you can own and what you can say. And in the meantime, allow yourself to enjoy the process and allow women also, if they like you, to play a part in the romance. Allow women to try and seduce you. Allow women to put in a lot of the effort of wanting to keep you in their lives as well. There is, the classic kind of fantasy novel notion of the woman loves the free roaming bad boy that can ultimately be tamed, but there's a tension. Can I actually have this man? Will I not have this man? Is he too wild and free, like a stallion? Or can I kind of take him home? And so there's a beauty to that. It's not a game playing, it's a beauty to be a man who is wild and free and owning what he feels is true and what is his aspiration for himself. And then I think your job is to show up like that and let the chips fall where they may. Hopefully that's answered the question, that's resolved. Hopefully that short video, 10-minute video, has resolved the entire inner conflict of not knowing what you want. The key is just take it day by day and step by step, and allow yourself to have that conviction in the fact that right now you do not know. All of the great lovers that I've known show up like that. If you want to know a bit more about the dating work that I do, specifically we have a beautiful program that is designed to have men start to own their love for women, to start showing up in the land of women authentically, honestly, with a great deal of mischief and fun. And it's really like a Kickstarter for your dating life and your love life. Then check out my work with the Ars Amorata. There's a link in the comments below. You can see all about our 90-day program there. I'm Jordan. Let me know in the comments how this was for you, and I hope to see you on another video.